just did the review on this guy. And today we're gonna do a little comparison video because it made me think, is it better than its competitor? Left the battery in it. Big no-no, by the way. Don't leave batteries in cars like that. If you don't know what that competitor is, it's this guy right here. This is the TRX4 Sport. This is the one I took to New Mexico. It was my New Mexico rig. I haven't busted it out since I was in New Mexico. It's probably extremely dirty. Oh, look. I even have the matching thumb steer ready to go with this thing. I left batteries in it. Big no-no. Guess they're fine. Seriously, Mark, you left batteries in it? Why'd I take the thumb steer off? Oh, so I could get it in the package. Oh, this thing is so clean. So clean. So today we are comparing the TRX4 Sport to the Axial SCX10 base camp. I'm not gonna choose one today. I'm just gonna point out my opinions on certain aspects of the car, and then I'll let you guys make a decision. The biggest thing, again, when buying an RC car is make sure you have local support. So whatever your local hobby shop supports the most is the one you should get. However, the reason why I decided I want to do this is because this guy right here, the TRX4 Sport, this is the high trail. This comes with two wheels and tires. That means the wheels and tires are slightly bigger. It is on sale. It's not even on sale. There's a new price drop for $299. I believe this guy is $339. So this is $40 more expensive than the TRX4. So let's start with the bodies. All right, so there's a lot here. First off, both bodies I think look really cool. They both kind of look like a Toyota Tacoma. Now I'll say this, they updated the base camp to have this equipment rack, or it's not even a roof rack, like the bed rack on the back. I love that upgrade. I think it's super cool. It looks really good. But what I like about what Axial did is it's not crazy heavy. Now the TRX4 does have what they call an expedition rack on the back. However, it makes the body slightly heavier because it's a lot bigger. Now, both of them I feel like could have some improvements in rolling on the rocks. We'll touch more about that in a little bit. But body-wise, I feel like this one's more scale. This one looks really good. It's really just preference. This one's super dirty. They both look super cool though. Yeah, that's a tough one. What do you guys think? Which body do you like better? I think it's a tie in the body department. Now, one thing I do want to mention with bodies is the new TRX4 Sport High Trail is clipless bodies, which that makes life a lot easier, so you don't use body clips. Now, looking at the chassis, again, this is going to be a big preference thing. I like how Axial is very bare when it comes to the chassis. Like, there's no wheel covers, mud guards, or anything like that. It's chassis, shocks, transmission, everything you need right here, nothing in excess, whereas the TRX4 has a lot of extra plastic. Not a bad thing, but it does have extra plastic covering mud from coming up on the wheels. The wheel wells add a lot. It also has an extra plastic part on the front to mount a battery in the front, which is good. I personally don't mount the batteries there, but it is an option. In regards to the shocks feel a lot softer on the SCX10. TRX4 is not bad, just not as soft, but the TRX4 is a kind of a beefier truck because it has the big beefier tires. Going to the bottom of the truck, this is where I feel like the TRX4 has a little bit of an edge. The suspension links are much beefier on the TRX4. The axles, this is again a preference thing. I feel like the differentials on the axle on the TRX4, they are bigger than the axles on the Axial. They're both portal axles. I do feel like you're getting more in regards to axles on the Traxxas. They're just bigger and beefier. They look more well refined. Everything just looks bigger on the TRX4. The shocks on the TRX4 are slightly bigger. However, the shocks on the Axial feel really good. Going to the servo, I think I upgraded this servo. No, I didn't upgrade the servo. They're both Metal Gear servos and they both come with metal servo horns. I think they're both really good RTR servos. There's not really much to say about that. They're both good servos. My TRX4 Sport has a winch on it. That does not come with it. I added that, which I want to turn that on because we are going to take this thing crawling. Now let's go to the wheels and tire package. All right, so the Traxxas comes with two wheels and tires. The truck is actually wider too, so it's almost like a bigger truck, the TRX4, than the SCX10 But where I think Axial has an edge are the Axial wheels and tires are licensed. The wheels are Black Rhino wheels, the tires are Falcon tires, whereas the Traxxas ones are just the generic ones. You might not care about that. I'm a big sucker for licensed stuff. Now, although the Axial's wheels and tires are licensed, the Traxxas ones are a lot bigger. Again, they're 2.2s. That's good and bad. Some people like the bigger wheels and tires. Obviously, by having bigger wheels and tires, that gives you a higher center of gravity and will promote more body roll. Now let's go into how these things crawl. Both of them have a tendency to roll. Now, they're for different reasons though. The High Trail has a tendency to roll because it's so high. Literally the tires are high, everything is so much higher. It has a bigger, heavier body, so it has a tendency to roll because it's higher. The base camp, the Axial, has a tendency to roll because it's so freaking light. I mean, this thing is light, significantly lighter. So they both have a tendency to roll, but they both roll for different reasons. For trail running, doesn't make a difference. Some people like a higher car. I kind of like cars that look a little more scale. Can't go wrong with either or. Now let's dig into the electronics. In regards to the electronics, I don't know. I feel like the Traxxas one is a little bit better because it has the different modes you can put them in. But the Spectrum one also has modes, but you use these little jumper pins. I think that's kind of old school to use jumper pins. Both of them feel okay. The Axial is a 35 turn, whereas the Titan or the Traxxas is a Titan 21 turn. So in theory, the Traxxas motor is a little bit faster. The 21 turn's actually not bad. I have some TRX4s that have had it since the beginning and they run perfectly fine. So again, this one's definitely a preference thing. Now, one cool thing about both these vehicles is there's two different battery mounting positions on both vehicles. Now on the Axial, there's a battery mounting position where you can mount the battery directly in front of the rear axle, and it also has an option to mount it on the opposite side of the ESC, which could balance out the weight. Both options are in the middle of the chassis and relatively low. On the Traxxas, you have an option to run the big battery right in the middle, which it is kind of high. This is a High Trail, but I feel like it is a little bit higher than the Axial where it's mounted. And then you have another option to run a battery in the front, a smaller battery in the front, which for crawling, sometimes having weight in the front is good because it puts weight on the front tires to pull your truck up. But it's on both trucks, both good options. Both of these trucks have really good aftermarket options. Pretty much every crawling company is gonna make stuff for the Axial SCX10 and the TRX4. They are both equal in that regards. However, the Traxxas has a lot of hop-ups that Traxxas made for the truck, and they're great hop-ups. You can do aluminum everything, different color things, and you can do integrated light kits, and the Traxxas light kits are really cool. My favorite one are the rock lights. Basically, it shines down on the tires. I don't have it installed in this one, but you can go all out with lights, especially on the sport body, because you can put lights all around on the front, back, side, headlights everywhere. I do like that option with Traxxas. Axial doesn't really have that. They don't even have buckets for the front. However, night crawling isn't for everybody. Most people don't crawl at night. For us, or for me, we do the Moonlight Crawlers event, which we basically go trail running. It's not really crawling, but we do trail runs at night, so lights are important. So if you're gonna do trail runs at night, the TRX4 might be a better option. Overall, both great trucks, but if I'm being honest, if I'm looking at them side by side, I would think the Traxxas would be more expensive because it seems a little bit more. You get a little bit more of a truck with the Traxxas because it is 2.2 and it is kind of beefier, but the Traxxas is cheaper right now. It's $40 cheaper than the base camp. You can't go wrong with either. Again, whatever your local hobby shop supports, go grab one, have some fun. I think I'm gonna start driving this TRX4 Sport a little bit more because that body looks so good. That maroon. Oh, either way, we live in a great time where we have some great options of RC cars to choose from.